What's going on, everyone? On the map, or what I have here, kind of similar to yesterday's video in regards to Oregon, except I stated that I would be doing a state or a nationwide prediction for each individual state's governor or gubernatorial race and who I think would win, and how I think states are going to go. So, as it stands right now, we are currently about 10 months or so away from the midterms in the month of November. So, with all of that in mind, and keep in mind in recent elections and history, and not history, but like events and stuff, we can kind of make a pretty, we can get a good idea of what I believe everything will look like. So, to kind of start out, I'm going to start with the states that are 100% going to be red states, and I'm going to put that as Texas, Florida, South Carolina. Virginia's already red, we know that. Ohio, Iowa, South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, Nebraska, and that's what we have for red states. Probably put New Hampshire up there as well, just because it makes a lot of sense. Now for the solid Democrat states, we're gonna go California, Colorado. We're gonna go let's see Pennsylvania, New York, Maine, and then get all of these ones as well. Rhode Island's always gonna be is always gonna be Democrat unless it's not. And New Jersey and Maryland. Maryland's kind of in the same ordeal as Rhode Island. So this is kind of what we're looking at. We got right now. We got 18 Republican. We got 16 Democrat. So now I'm going to take a look at what I believe the likely. Whoops, didn't mean to click that. What the likely states. Well, actually, I gotta put Tennessee in the red category too. The likely red states that I believe will be Oklahoma, Kansas, and Arizona. I'm actually yeah, I'll put Arizona as that for now. Now, despite everything going on in Arizona, the whole Maricopa County audit and stuff, and the current incumbent running on kind of how the election was stolen and whatnot, I think a lot of Arizonians also realize that if they were to have a Democrat, a lot of their ideals would change, and I think that's not what they want. I think they still want their current kind of political spectrum down there in Arizona, so I think they're going to vote with the Republican. I really do believe that's going to happen. And then we got other likely Republican states. I meant to put Arkansas. Sarah Huckabee Sanders running. I believe she will easily take that state of Arkansas. And then now we're going to go to what's likely going to be blue. Well, actually, I could probably put Alabama as kind of like that. So, likely blue states. We're looking at Illinois. Probably looking at New Mexico. I'll put that as a tilt blue, though. Or a lean blue, excuse me. And we're probably going to probably. I think we're going to move on now to what's going to be their tilt blue states, and we're going to look at Michigan. I'm going to make that a tilt blue. I'm going to make Wisconsin. No, I'm going to make because of the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. I think the enormous amount of support behind that. I'm actually going to make Wisconsin a tilt red state. And then we have Minnesota, which I also believe is going to be a tilt red state. Now, what is I mean tilt? All tilt means is it could easily go from one side to another. Like it could easily go into the Democrat side. Like it wouldn't be surprised if it did. But currently, as it stands right now, I do believe it will go to the Republicans. Looking at Georgia, Georgia's very unique. I've seen a lot of opinions that Georgia's going to go blue. I think it's going to stay red. I'm going to put that as a likely red or as a lean red state because Brian Kemp is making a bigger impact down there in Georgia. I think Stacey Abrams lost by over 70,000 votes, and I don't think she got 70,000 more people, or I don't think she's going to get enough votes to actually win the governorship this year. Um, and I think Brian Kemp is pretty popular down in Georgia despite his controversies regarding him saying that the election was fair and unique, it was fair and stuff. But I think a lot of Georgians still realize that it's better to vote for Brian Kemp than it is to vote for Stacey Abrams. I believe it's still going to go into the red hands, despite the two Democratic senators that were quote unquote elected last election cycle. And then I'm going to put Oregon in the tilt red state, or yeah, in the tilt red, Mainly because go watch my previous video. I'll leave a link in the top right hand corner of the video, and that'll explain why I believe Oregon is going to be tilt red. We're also going to make Nevada a more of a tilt red state. Now it could easily go in the Democrats' favor, but South Carolina is going to go. And I know a lot of these are like, well, you know, like take like a lot of people are putting South Carolina as more of a likely or even a lean red state, and I'm like, no, it's pretty guaranteed that it's going to go to the Republicans. Same thing with Florida. I think Ron DeSantis has made a very tremendous impact down there in the state. I know he's very well liked. I do believe that he will carry the state no problem. And I don't think he's going to run for president because that's only his first term down in Florida. I think he's going to be successful. I'm going to put Alaska as a red state. I'm going to put it as a pretty solid red state. And then Hawaii is never going to go Republican. I don't ever see it going Republican. So this is kind of like what the map looks like currently. South Dakota, Idaho. We got the Rust Belt region, which is kind of half Republican, kind of half Democrat. Then we got the New England states, which is mostly, what do you call it? Democrat. I'm actually going to put Pennsylvania as more of a tilt blue state. Just because looking at the past election cycles and stuff, it seems like it's more of a battleground state, it looks like, more than anything. You have Virginia, which has already been declared for Glenn Youngkin a few months back. And this is kind of what we're looking like over here. I might put Colorado as more of a lean blue state as well, only because um, there is a chance that there will be a Republican governor. It's more likely there's going to be a Democrat, but it wouldn't be wild if there was a Republican governor. And California, I don't know why I made it solid blue. I'm gonna put it more as a likely blue, mainly because I would have put it solid blue in previous years, but Larry Elders, who's running for governor, has made a pretty big impact in his community over the recall election. I believe that the recall was a very good booster for him, and I think having more time to win that governorship in 2022 is going to make a really big difference. I do believe Larry Elder has a pretty good chance at winning the state of California. And looking at the rest of these states, it looks pretty accurate. Oklahoma and Kansas are probably going to go red this year, no problem. Same thing with Arizona. Alabama, Georgia, I believe all of that's going to go red. I don't believe Stacey Abrams is going to win. I think it would be pretty nuts if she won. But, that it is what it is. So kind of looking at this is kind of what the map we have here. This is what my opinion looks like as to what the governorship will be. And in the next video, I'll probably, whoops, I mean to do that. In the next video, I'll probably make my prediction for the 2024 election of who I believe is going to win, and who I believe the candidates will be, or well, I'm not going to say who the candidates will be, but two likely candidates I'll put up here, and I'll do a couple of matches like pairings like that in future videos too. So that's kind of what I have here with the map. This is kind of what I believe is going to, like, how the map is going to look like. Now, obviously, there could be some variability and stuff. It could obviously alter. This is not a fact. This is not set in stone. This is just what I believe will happen. So we got all of this here. I think Wisconsin has a pretty good chance of going red. Likewise, Minnesota. Michigan has a pretty good chance of going red too, but I know Gretchen Whitmer, who is not very favored right now, is not doing all that great as governor. So, but I think with the way it's voted in the past, it's still likely to go Democratic. Anything, I guess I'm looking at the map. There's nothing else that I really want to discuss. Pennsylvania could go Republican, no problem. But I think right now it's going to stay a Democratic state for the most part. Nevada is interesting because it's usually the opposite of Arizona, but I think with kind of the way everything's going right now and mandates and everything, that people are getting tired of it, and that's why I'm making a lot of these states, which originally would have been blue, red, like Oregon, Nevada, that kind of stuff. And states like, and because of all those mandates, I'm actually going to make California more of a uh, lean blue state than anything, just because of that. So that's kind of what I have here, and that's what the governorship for me, I think, will look like. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would like to hear your opinions in the comment section below. I'd be very interested to hear what you disagree with, what you agree with, what you think should be changed, and what your opinions are on what each about individual states or the country as a whole. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.